think it'd be quite funny if I compilated every single video that has commentary in it, just to see the varying quality between the audio. Just the audio, not the video. The video is kind of obvious that I didn't have the best quality at first. Now it's so-so. It's way better than back then though, so I accept it. But that audio quality and the windiness, and I don't have a little studio. I would love to have a little studio so you don't have to hear the clanking of the wind. Also, just to notice if my playback is good, because the last two videos have really low volume, and if it happens again with this video, or if my voice suddenly explodes into your eardrums and comes out the other ear, I'm very sorry about that, bruh. I don't know what Audacity is doing. Audacity, talk to me. Are you okay? Is my voice terrible? What can I do to help you out, my friend? I thought we were pals. The major issue is that I have a new microphone. It's not like with the headset. With the headset, I had the microphone right in my mouth. I was on the freaking microphone. I was right in it. I was eating it up. But now that I have a good mic, it's separated from my face. I am relaxed. I don't have to be too close to it in order to sound nice. But I can be very close on it. I can be doing that too and lowering my volume. Hopefully, I am not exploding your eardrums. Also, this video is long. It is too long for me. 18 minutes is too much. But that's what happens when you have such a huge thing to work on, experiment on. Because this is kind of like the most different illustration I've done. I have done monochromatic works before, but this time I have to use like this kind of lighting, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This lighting is weird. And I have to look up artists that have done similar things just to go like, okay, I can do this. I can bullshit my way through this. I'm very sorry if you can't really look at this video. It is a very long video. I believe it was like 10 hours long, and I had to shorten it somehow. So I did edit out a bunch of shit, but just in case you will still see some flashing images, don't look straight at the video. Yeah, I know that's kind of counterintuitive. This is just my epilepsy warning, basically. That's what it is. I'll put it on top of the video, maybe in annotation, like if you have sensitive eyesight, don't watch this video. Even I can't watch it straight up, so that should tell you something. I don't suffer from epilepsy. I don't have epilepsy, I should say. But I don't want to show this to my dad, who does have epilepsy. So, even though he does take his medication, I'm like, I shouldn't show him flashing bullshit. I shouldn't show him this sort of stuff. I don't want him to drop on the floor. It'll be bad. I don't like that. It was like 10 hours of working on this image simply because I was not satisfied before, and I had an entirely different idea for this, and it just didn't work out. That's why you see it half painted when you start off this video. I actually had to go over and repaint everything, just erase all my progress because I didn't like it. I was really unhappy with it. But now I am happy with it. It looks great. It looks fantastico. It looks great. I love it. Problem solved. Freaking, I saved the world. I saved the day. Also, speaking of saving the day, I did not save every single question. I thought I did, but then I went back to my inbox in Tumblr, and I completely forgot that I mass deleted almost every question I got 2 months ago, and I feel like poo-poo, man. I didn't notice until it was too late when I was answering some annons. I was like, oh shit, I don't know where this question is. Oh god damn it, I completely lost the questions. So if I don't answer your question, feel free to send it again. I don't mind. I really don't mind, so I can actually save it and put it on a text notepad thing and save it for when I need to record more audio for the next video. Also, did you notice how fast I uploaded this video? That's because I had this video for a very long time. Yeah, it's around the same time I was live streaming the other video, the Chittershita? I don't fucking know how to pronounce it. I think it's Chittershita. I recorded those almost the day afterwards because I had a bunch of time, and I was like, I got commissions to do, man. I am pumped. Let's live stream this. And it's partially why there's so much editing on this video. I had time to edit it out of freaking 9 hours worth of footage. I was like, oh shit, oh fuck. Even one of the videos had other stuff in it. I had other drawings, and I was like, no man, let's keep this consistent. Let me take out this 4 hours of stuff that I don't need in here. Also, there's a car passing by. Hello, car. Bye, car. Very nice to see you. Holy crap, that was loud. Let me actually answer these questions. I only have 3 of them, so I'll stretch it out. I'll go into deets, because this video is pretty long. It's pretty long, dude. I don't know if I can actually talk by myself for so long. This is why I'm asking for questions, so I don't feel lonely. So, literarium. I believe I said that correctly, but I might be completely wrong. Yo, Pix! What do you like drawing the most as a child? Did you even draw as a kid? Yes I have, but I have very vague memories of it. I don't know exactly what I drew as a kid. I do know what I was drawing when I was 12. Around that age, in my tweens. I do remember that's where I started exploring things that kids shouldn't be exploring. Because I was a very naughty kid. There was no parental controls. I was out in the bushes, in the trees, on top of the mountains, and deep down in the valleys on places I shouldn't be looking at, including shock sites. I was like, oh man, this is gonna scar me real good. It turned me into what I am today. But whatever. I drew a lot of anime at that time. I remember very clearly tracing over Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember tracing that shit. But as a kid, the only thing I can recall is drawing little sheep, because all you had to do was draw like little swirls, like clouds and shit. Not very neatly, just like a round scribble, and then you hash out a head and 4 little legs and maybe a black tail as well, and that's a sheep. And I remember that very vividly, drawing a bunch of little sheep. That's earliest art memory that I don't actually have any images of, unfortunately. I wish I kept some of those drawings. Even if they were a little, it would have been nice to keep them. Lilira asked me, which traditional medium is your favorite? I don't really have a favorite traditional medium. I guess it would be pencils, but that's very boring. And I've worked with color pencils, watercolor pencils, mechanical pencils, pens, all kinds of pens, even calligraphy pens. I've also worked with oils and real watercolors, and I never tried, what's that word? I don't know how to pronounce it. It sounds like it looks like gash. It sounds like it would be pronounced as gash, but it's gouache or something like that. I don't fucking know. English is weird. That is not even an English word. I believe that's a different word entirely for something else. Like, I don't know, maybe it's French. And I don't like it. Though some people have been, they've drawn very pretty shit with it, so I just don't understand. I have worked with acrylics as well, and charcoal. I think that's about all I've actually experimented with, and I never really took off with any of it. I would just have a regular school yellow pencil, a number 2, right? That's all I would draw with for the longest time, and when I turned around 15 or 16, I had my very first tablet, but it was a hand-me-down from years ago, and it was like one of the first Wacom ones where it was like a chunk of plastic with like a transparent plastic on top, and the drawing area, I swear to God, it's not big enough for your palm. Like, you can put your hand on it and you cover it, the entire thing. That's how small it was. It's a shitty little tablet. And at the time, there was only Photoshop 7 or Photoshop Elements 1, and that's all I used, and that's how I started practicing digital art. I would draw it, then scan it, then try to spruce it up as much as I liked. That's around the same time I became a DeviantArt accountant? A deviant artist. Like, freaking DeviantArt was so freaking, God, those fucking memes. Anyway, I'm freaking derailing here. Well, that was a dark time in DeviantArt. It's still a dark time in DeviantArt. It hasn't changed all that much. It's only prettier. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite traditional medium. And Jenny de la Cruz is asking me, do you prefer Psy over Photoshop? If so, why? I do not have a preference. I wish I was one of those talented artists who... Not talented, I should say extremely versatile artists. They're just super versatile. They might not be the most technical or methodical, but they know every single program and they use it to their advantage, and they just make incredible shit that I just go like, you fuckers, I hate you, I want to be you. I want to have some of that jack of all trades bullshit you have going on. I want to learn how to use After Effects, Corel Paint, Manga Studio. I want to learn how to use all these programs. I'm going to use them all together. So far, I've only managed to do a combination of Paint Tool Psy and Photoshop, and the main reason why I do so much of my shit on Paint Tool Psy is because it doesn't crash on me. It doesn't take a lot of CPU space, and that's why I can stream very comfortably and also have music in the background and also painting a large image. It's the best feeling when you can do that, but I still use Photoshop because Photoshop just has all these awesome filters and the text images and all these other things, these freaking smart shapes and good freaking masks that aren't available in Paint Tool Psy. I mean, Paint Tool Psy 2 is coming out soon. I don't fucking know what that is. It's probably gonna be the same thing, only better. Who knows? I believe it's still in development, and I'll probably have to buy it. Someone will tell me. Someone will freaking give me the alerts. But yeah, I don't really have a preference, because if Paint Tool Psy didn't exist, I would just use Photoshop and Corel Paint together, or some other program that is like art focused and a program that is manipulation focused, because that's the best thing Photoshop does. Even though you can use Photoshop for paintings, even though you can use Photoshop for everything, literally everything, I would still like a very art-heavy program and then transfer it to Photoshop, because Photoshop is just kind of mind-boggling how shitty it is at times when it wants to load an image and you have like 50 layers, because I'm a crazy person. I like to use a fucking lots and lots of layers, especially when I'm drawing. When I'm starting out a drawing, there's like 11 elements on the drawing, and they're like, oh god, why did you use so many things on several layers? Because I wanted to. Photoshop, deal with it. Grow up. Don't be a wuss. Don't be a wuss. Just do it. Be strong for me, Photoshop. And Photoshop is like, I know. Go away. Like, stop. You're making me feel bad. It's like I'm abusive or something. Come on, man. You can do it. Paint Tool Psy, even though it's a small program, it does have its issues as well. For example, actually, I believe this happens in every single program you're going to use, but in Paint Tool Psy, it's the most egregious, most terrifying corruption I've ever seen. One time, I was working on this, and a power outage happened exactly when I started saving the art, the file. And when I opened it up again, it turned into a Gygus image in pixels, just red, black, and green all together, and it creeped me the fuck out. I was like, oh my god, time to pray. Time to go to the Jesus house. Kneel down to the Lord. It was terrifying. It's happened to me around 5 times because I had a very terrible laptop at the moment. The laptop was overheating, and when it was overheating, it would just crash everything around it. That was around 2014. It was terrifying. I really hope that never happens to me again. I have a backup battery, new desktop computer. Thank God for those things. I don't really have to worry about that stuff anymore. Thank you guys. And I believe that's all the questions I have. Oh man, that's all the questions I have? You guys, if you have a dumb question, doesn't matter how stupid it is, I'll answer it. You'll give me material to talk about, And it's like we're having an ongoing conversation that takes months to upload. Hopefully you'll see me in the live streams and we can talk in more detail and without pauses or editing or epilepsy creating videos that just burn your eyeballs. I'm very sorry about that. And audio that isn't as low or as high as it needs to be. I'll figure this out soon, hopefully. Oh, actually, I do have another question. I didn't notice this before, but Lilira had 2 questions just in separate comments. What movies, animations would you recommend to watch? Recent ones, I would recommend watching frickin' 100 Psycho Mob Psycho 100. God damn it, I always mix up the name. It's super good, delicious animation. Studio Bones is kicking it out of the park. Even the voice acting is mwah. Like, you even notice those nice subtle voice acting. Like, it's in a different language, and I'm starting to understand the intricacies they're using. It's good shit. They're all charming characters, incredibly charming style, amazing animation. Like, it's super good to see animation that is incredibly mundane when it needs to be, and then explosive when cool stuff is happening. It's super good. I am so happy it exists. Happy. There's a new word I just made up. Happy? Hippity hoppity? Is it a hip hop? The hippie? Is it the hip hop that don't stop the rock? But yeah, Mob 100 fucking again? Mob Psycho 100. Go watch it. It's super good. You won't regret it. Like, a lot of people are doubting me, like, oh man, Paxi, I hope it's not a dark anime because his freaking powers are exploding and so. No, it's heartwarming. Give it a shot. Give it a chance. Let it inside your heart. Let it inside. Fucking, it's good. I read the manga. They're not gonna stray away from it, but they are adapting it in a way that I'm like, man, they know what they're doing. They know exactly that a manga's a manga and a cartoon is a cartoon. Animation can do many other things that mangas don't need to do. Always a good sign. So fucking watch it. Another one would be any fucking movies. I don't recommend any movie that came out this year except shit, man. There's no good movies at this point. Maybe Moana would surprise me. I'm hoping for Moana being good, you guys. I really hope so. But that's all the time I have for today. I'll see you guys very, very soon in the future. My tears rolled into the ocean, and there's no reason why you even set my world into motion. 'Cause if you're not really there, then the stars don't even matter. Now I fill to the top with fear, 'cause that's all just a bunch of matter. 'Cause if you're not really there, I don't wanna be either. I wanna be next to you. Black and gold.